how do you make peace with your past? Well, in order for you to make peace with your past, you have to accept what was. Just because you experience certain people, places, and things in your past doesn't mean that your entire life has to be in that moment. Now, if you had good moments with certain people, places, and things, this doesn't take away from it. But if you had certain moments where you weren't proud of, or maybe you didn't have the finances and the resources and the wisdom that you have now, this doesn't mean that you cannot grow from this situation and that wasn't a lesson learned. So with that being said, welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, High Guidance. Let's just get straight into today's video. Letting go of your past and making peace with your past is a journey. There is no right or wrong way to heal yourself or to do anything. So always take what resonates, leave the rest. What has helped me along my healing journey with letting go of my past was the way that I was raised. And this is why I make these videos, to inform and educate those of you who resonates with. Everyone is not taught how to be independent. Everyone may not be taught how to be self-aware. So in order for you to learn who you are and become aware and accept your individuality, you have to realize that choices that you made in your past previously does not determine your future and does not have authority or control of your life. So if you're around certain people, places, and things, and you had to learn from certain choices and certain lessons, this doesn't mean that you've lost anything. If anything, you have to learn how to transmute this negative energy into positivity. So in order for you to let go of your past and make peace with it, the first thing you have to do is accept what was. It's okay if you were naive. It's okay if you weren't taught certain things about yourself and certain people and you had to learn when they were removed out of your life. This doesn't make you a bad person. Not just that, when we make certain choices in the moment, it's based off of what we know. Everyone, like I said, wasn't taught certain things. So beating yourself up about what you didn't know compared to where you are now is not going to change the situation. Making peace with your past is accepting that you made certain choices. Letting go of your past is accepting you knew what you did in that moment and you made certain choices with what you had. Whether that was financially, emotionally, spiritually, academically, however, including myself. There were choices that I made in my past based off of what I was taught, what I was exposed. I personally did not allow myself to become a victim, and you shouldn't either. And that's the second thing. When it comes to you making peace with your past, you have to accept the fact that that past version of you existed and you have feelings. So yes, this doesn't take away the trauma and the abuse and the trials and tribulations, if it was negative, from those people, places, and things. It's not to invalidate your experience, but if you didn't know how to defend yourself, if you didn't know how to create boundaries, if you weren't confident, if you were envious, if you felt poor, if you felt ugly, if you were being bullied, and you didn't have any other resources to transmute that energy or anybody to confide in, why would you continue to feel bad about yourself and shame yourself? Now, this doesn't mean that you don't have feelings, so it's really imperative for you to validate what has happened to you in that moment, but continuing to dwell when you can move forward and look at it as an opportunity will allow you to transmute the negative energy, will allow you to accept what you did, including the people, places, and things. So this is going to teach you what is valuable in your life. Just because we all have the same 24 hours in life doesn't mean we all have the same resources or the access to life. So as you're learning to let go of your past, you get to have control and authority of what you want to do today, what you're going to do in the future, what type of people you surround yourself with, who you engage with, who you support, what you watch, what you listen to. Just because we made certain choices at 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, doesn't mean we're going to continue to make them, especially if you learn from them. And I lost count, but that's another thing you have to be mindful of. Apply what you learned. If you apply what you learn, just like taking a test, you're going to pass. If you study for your quiz, you're going to pass. Why wouldn't you pass? If you read all the chapters, if you read the handbook, if you put in the work, if you practice, why would you not grow? Why wouldn't you grow? The only way you're not going to grow is if you're not doing what you know, which is understanding it's okay to make choices. Like myself, I made certain choices based off of what I knew. Now, did those certain choices cost me and come with consequences? Yes, but I didn't beat myself up about it. Why? Because I knew at that time this is all that I had, whether it was financially, emotionally, psychologically, with jobs, friends, family. I knew what I knew in that moment, and I made the decisions that I did. Now, this doesn't mean that sometimes we're not aware, but it's like when you do make certain choices and you are aware, that comes back on you and you can't get mad at anybody. Like me personally, there have been times where I made certain choices and it affected me long term, not just in the moment. And as the time went by, I really couldn't blame anybody or be mad at anybody. Me personally, I didn't care to put anybody to make anybody seem that important. But like me personally, I've never been disappointed about the things that I've lost, people, places, and things, because I didn't value those things. If anything, I was more upset with myself because how it affected me. But once I realized why I was upset and realized that I didn't know what I know now or whatever it was, I was able to move forward. You don't have to be stuck and stagnant just because you made a choice. And it's really important for you to forgive yourself. And that's the most important thing. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. In order for you to let go of your past, you have to forgive yourself. It is not an option. Forgiveness is mandatory, and I'm writing some information down if you see me look to the side. Forgiveness is mandatory. The reason why forgiveness is mandatory is because in order for you to grow, you have to be okay with who you were. Because I still was a version of you. So like myself, when I made certain choices at 5, 10, 15, 17, 18, 20, 25, I can't beat myself up. I had to learn how to forgive that past time because she did what she knew based off of where she was and what she had. And if you don't have the finances and the resources and the tools and the guidance to see things from a higher perspective or to realize how it's going to affect you, all you could do is learn. And I've learned a lot about myself and others, and now I continue to have control over what I want to do and who's in my life. And when you're a good person, I just made a video about this. When you're a good person, you're not going to lose a lot of people in your life. Now, there were some people in my life who were genuine and then some people who weren't. The people who are genuine, we grew apart because we're going to grow in life or we made certain choices. Me personally, I've never had any negative intentions towards anybody that came in my life. Now, this doesn't mean that I didn't learn certain things about myself. Like what I've learned from betrayal and people who didn't have genuine intentions was to be patient and most importantly, always express how you feel if you value these people. Me personally, I've never valued anybody that betrayed me because I realized as time went on and afterwards, these people didn't have the same interests for me. And in order for things to work out, it has to be mutual. I'm not going to feel bad about putting my time, energy, into effort into people financially when I know I was a good person. I didn't lose anything and I didn't gain anything. And if you were a good person and you feel like you lost things, you're going to get that energy back in return because everyone knows, universal law, what you put out, you get back in return. So anything that I've lost, if it wasn't built from a place of genuineness, wasn't for me. That goes for friends, family members, materials, jobs, cars. Been there, done that. And it's just like when you lose that stuff, especially when it comes to materials, it could be replaced. It could easily be replaced. People cannot be replaced. People love to be like, people could be replaced. People cannot be replaced because everybody's not the same. People cannot be replaced. There's nobody else in the world that's like you. There's nobody else in the world that's like me. Yes, there are other women that exist, but none of them look like me, talk like me. And same thing with you. People cannot be replaced. So it's like when you have good people in your life, appreciate them. Appreciate the times that you were in these moments, because now once you choose to move forward, all it is a memory and you can't change what you didn't know. So me personally, when I was in relationships with people who were genuine to me, I've apologized for not expressing myself, but I didn't feel bad about expressing myself because it takes two people to be in a relationship. And if we were meant to be in a relationship, it would have worked out. But I've only had a couple of genuine people in my life. When I've apologized to them and they've apologized to me, it was no bad blood. I've apologized to people who betrayed me and talked badly about me. I don't feel no type of way. I didn't feel any type of way then, and I'm only saying this now to inform and educate people. So anybody who resonates with these videos, you don't continue to make certain choices that could affect you. I didn't feel any type of way about being betrayed. I know a lot of people get upset. I didn't value these people in the first place. Or I won't say I wouldn't value them in the first place, but like I said, as you realize that you are a good person, you start to see how people are. And obviously, once you are removed out of certain people's life or certain things are taken away from you, you could see it for face value. And you realize I was the one pouring all this time, energy, and effort into these people genuinely, and they just wanted to take and use and abuse you. And it's just like, why would you feel some type of way? If you know you're a good person, you're not going to lose sleep, and everything is going to work out for you. And you just have to realize that when we make choices in life, just understand how it affects you. Just because you make a choice doesn't mean that you can't change or that you can't grow or the world's going to stop. And if you don't have people in your life who can let you know that, make sure you take time for yourself. It's really important to make yourself a priority so you're not surrounding yourself with people, places, and things who make you feel bad about the choices that you made or don't allow you to be seen or to grow, because everyone is going to go through things. You don't have to continue to dwell or feel stuck and stagnant if you learn to forgive yourself. And when you forgive yourself, you may feel triggered, you may feel challenged, but you can move forward from these situations. Now, when you choose to forgive yourself, there's no timeline. So don't rush you trying to forgive yourself. Don't try to invalidate your anger and frustration because, like I said, maybe you did invest your time, energy, and effort in finances. This doesn't take away the time that you did, or were with these people, places, and things. It doesn't mean that you didn't feel any type of way in the moment or now. But as you continue to do right by yourself, you will move forward. And honestly, as I get older in life, I personally am at peace about the choices that I made, because if you are choosing to do right by yourself, it's going to show. And it's just like, you're going to outgrow people in life and places and things, but as long as you apply what you've learned and you better your relationships, you better your connections, you better whatever it is that you're experiencing, things will continue to get better for you. But worrying about people, places, and things that no longer have access to you, it's not going to do anything. Because at this point, it's a memory. So if you're going to have memories, be grateful for the ones that you experience. Other than that, you'll move on. There's only 24 hours in a day. Nothing in life, is gonna last forever. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns and these videos resonates with you, comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on your post notification bell, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All the information will be down in my description box below. And if you want a one-on-one session, head to my website at tyguidensdecember.com. But it's all good in the hood. Well, not anybody's hood, because I don't promote that type of energy, but it's gonna be okay. Letting go of your past, honestly, too, before I end off this video, is the best thing in the world, because like once you make peace with it, you can be current, you could be present, you could live your best life, and you can start making choices to grow in the direction that you want to be. You don't have to be stuck and stagnant. And people who love you and appreciate you and who are meant, keyword is meant, to be in your life will now be able to receive you. They now get to have the best and highest, greatest version of you. Some people are not meant to deserve that, and that's okay. This doesn't mean that you're not worthy just because other people don't see your worth. It doesn't work like that. Some people aren't meant to see certain things in people because they're not supposed to be around them. They're not for them, and that's fine. If you love and care about people, they'll always love and care about you too. And if they didn't love and care about you, then they didn't love and care about you. It's not the end of the world. You're going to be okay. Life is going to go on, and you're only going to get better. When you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. You can only go up. So just make sure you continue to go up. Take your time. Healing is a journey. It could take years, months, days. There's no timeline. There's no rush, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Don't limit yourself just because you made certain choices in your past. Learn from them. And most importantly, Validate how you feel. So like I said, if you're angry, you're frustrated, that's fine, but you have to speak on it. And it's like, once you own up to how you feel, nobody could shame you, nobody could judge you, nobody can make you feel bad. Anybody who tries to make you feel bad about choices that you had to learn from and that they didn't go through is not a good person, is not somebody you need to be around. I know what I've done. God knows what I've done. The ancestors know what I've done. So this is the universe. Same thing with you. I know what I've done. Those people know what they've done. And you know what you've done. That's all that matters. When you know what type of person you are, you don't have to say that. Everything that's meant for you, when tables turn, when it's time to spin the block, it's going to be hot. Thanks for watching. Bye.